We moved to Suffolk almost 6 years ago for work, and that was the first time that Luke moved. We heard about SCA through the preschool that he attended prior to this. We were looking for a school that provided both the small classroom size, the faith-based education, as well as the opportunity to grow and learn. Well, in the beginning,
Yeah, I'd say he was a pretty good student overall. But the various programs that you all have here, we've seen a dramatic difference, an improvement in his reading, his comprehension, just his overall achievements have improved.
there's an amazing student support program, and I say that both from an educational support as well as the Christian faith-based support. The resource classes that he's had, he's able to go to those teachers and those support systems, and he learns from them, but he'll open up to them in that one-on-one environment and share things with them and talk to them about things, and he's able to talk about things that may be bothering him or concerning him, and they can have a conversation about faith and about God, and that's something that's important to us that wouldn't happen in a public school system, and that's been very important to us. Some of the tough times he's been through, the resource program has been amazing. I think the resource program, the reading resource program that he's in with Miss Dixon has had a huge impact on Luke in many ways. His confidence in reading, his skill level and his confidence in reading have soared. In the beginning that was something he didn't like to do and he didn't excel in. He really needed some help there, and with her help and the support of that program, he has excelled and his confidence has soared. And also with Miss Dixon, he's very comfortable talking to her. He went through a difficult time when he lost a grandparent, and he was able to open up to her in ways that he didn't want to open up to us. He didn't want to upset us, and she really coached him through that and was able to answer his questions, and not just answer his questions, but make him think about what he's learned from a Christian-based background. What has he learned, and what happens when someone passes away and goes to heaven? And her support to him during that was amazing, and we value that so much, that he has that support in this system.
Morehouse, Penn State. Well, listen, we want him to graduate from here. Again, we just like what is happening here from a development standpoint, as well as his comfort level with the people that are here, as well as his academic achievements. So we would like to continue to bring him here and just have him grow academically as well as spiritually here. It's a very good place. We have a lot of confidence in the teachers and in the administration. They act quickly when there are issues. They're very easy to talk to, and we get a lot of information, or the information that we need to make good decisions concerning him. Just for the development and the support, the development of our son, and the support that we get, whether it's academically or whether it's spiritually, either one. I'm not necessarily a really spiritual person. But from the questions I get from my son, the things he asks me, the way he observes my behavior, it pushes me even more in that direction, just because he's watching me and he knows certain things, and he's watching how I react to those things. It brings you back in the realm of responsibility. There's a small child watching you that will emulate a lot of things that you do, good and bad. So you just have to be more cognizant of what you do.
Trevor in 2009 as my third grade student. Trevor came in with a lot of things going on, underlining in the academic world that kept him from being as successful in the classroom as just a everyday kid. We worked a lot together, one-on-one in the classroom, to help him feel confident and have that life journey of being able to be successful in life. And I gave him a lot of assistance with giving him a note taker, giving his tests and quizzes, anything written he was able to take orally, so that he wasn't bogged down with the amount of writing that was in the classroom. He was going through some eye therapy, which during that time we were working on copying notes from the board. So therefore, he was having a note taker with him, but he was participating all at the same time. So he felt that confidence of being able to note take with the classroom and not feeling left out. We also spent a lot of one-on-one time just for reading and for spelling and for writing purposes, just trying to get those things going for him so that he was productive as a student. There was a lot of love and sacrifice that was given into spending time with him. And oh my goodness, he had such the blessing of parents that came alongside and did whatever I could think of to assist him, and even just the amount of things that they did in their home to help the classroom situation blossom even more. By the end of the school year, and even by the time he finished elementary school, he had finished, he had completed eye therapy. He had become more successful as a student on the simple fact that he could read aloud with his classmates now. He could recognize spelling words. He could copy notes. He could organize things. He just had so much growth in the time from 3rd grade to 5th grade. And what a blessing to watch as he grew.
So I grew up in Hampton Roads. We moved here when I was 4 years old. My dad was stationed in Norfolk. When I was 10 years old, we moved to Suffolk. Shortly after, we were really involved with a church in Suffolk. I played soccer at SYAA for a couple of years, made some good connections here. I was homeschooled up through 8th grade. We joined several homeschool groups in the area, and we continued to play sports and things like that. And when I was going into 9th grade, I had several friends at the church we were attending, First Baptist Church of Suffolk, who attended Suffolk Christian Academy, and they loved it. And I saw that they had great friendships here, and I asked my parents if I could attend, and they looked into it at that time. And they loved the school and what they stood for, the biblical background, how it was to prep you for college. So they made the decision to send me to Suffolk Christian Academy in 9th grade. And when I attended this school, I immediately joined the chapel band, and I made a lot of connections there as well with people that I'm still friends with to this day. And then also in my 10th grade year, Suffolk Christian Academy partnered with the National Honor Society, and that year I was inducted with a bunch of my fellow classmates. And in my junior year, I was named the treasurer, and my senior year, I was the secretary of the National Honor Society. Through that organization, we volunteered for the Salvation Army, food drives. We were always helping the school out with various organizations and activities. And through that, it was a sense of leadership for the school. We all just got together and really helped the community and our churches and the school all together. So my senior year, I was preparing for college to go to ODU, and on June 8th of 2012 is when my dad passed away. He was on board the USS Enterprise on a deployment, and it really impacted my family to lose him. It was very unexpected, but the way that Suffolk Christian Academy gathered around my family and just supported us through the whole transition period and the grieving period has really impacted my life. They dedicated my graduation ceremony, which was the day after my dad passed, in my dad's honor. And as salutatorian of the 2012 class, I had to speak in front of a bunch of people. And just knowing that they honored him just helped me get through that whole process where I could go up and speak, and to where I could show that I was strong enough to move on. Overall, Suffolk Christian Academy has just really been there for my family throughout the rest of the years. With my mom still working at the school, people still ask about us and ask if we're doing okay, and it's just always made a difference. So my life now is completely different. I have since graduated from Old Dominion University with a Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration. There I was a part of several organizations, the National Society of Collegiate Scholars. I was also invited into the organization Beta Gamma Sigma, which honors the top 10% of graduates at Old Dominion University. Since graduating from Old Dominion, I am now a full-time junior closer at Atlantic Bay Mortgage in Virginia Beach. I would also like to thank SCA for friendships that will last a lifetime.